Reggae Just Extra with Ras Dennis.
I said, children, you got to know your culture.
For as long as there have been sound systems, there have been DJs toasting them. Ewart Beckford, popularly known as U-Roy, was a groundbreaking Jamaican reggae artist and a pioneer of toasting, a rhythmic and rhyming vocal style that heavily influenced the genre. He brought excitement and paved the way for a dancehall full of imitators, for he was the originator. Talking about imitators, I-Roy has always defended his DJ nom de Mike against accusations of being a U-Roy impersonator by stating categorically, "Me name Roy Reed, U-Roy name Ewart Beckford," and then spelling out E-W-A-R-T, and me name is spelled R-O-Y. However, apart from his name, there was never anything questionably unoriginal about the man named I-Roy. This erudite and articulate gentleman had studied at technical college before beginning work as an accountant. His extended education ensured that he was always one step ahead of his rivals in the vocabulary department and was demonstrated in his measured and studied approach. This is the untold story of U-Roy, I-Roy, and Prince Jazzbo with Ras Dennis. U-Roy spent his glorious 60-year career blazing a lyrical trail to global stardom. The late Jamaican DJ was a pioneer of the toasting style, a mashup of melodic scatting and vocal artistry. His stylish spin on the craft kept people gyrating, inspired generations, and created the blueprint for brand new genres. He was far from the first, but nobody had significantly impacted outside Jamaica before him. In 1970, his album Version Galore landed in London courtesy of Trojan Records. There had been sound system, men bigging up their dances and selections in an ad-libbed, often intrusive manner, but nothing that took what was essentially talking over records seriously enough to create its own uniquely rhythmic art form. While the mixing in Duke Reid's masterful studio technique provided the perfect environment for toasting such as The Tide is High, Tom Drunk, and Everybody Balling, it was U-Roy's light touch and general sense of celebration that made these tracks so special. Whether or not the history of rap can be traced back to U-Roy and is inspired, yet precise rhyming is an argument unlikely to be settled anytime soon. What can't be doubted is without his singularly musical way with a lyric, toasting in the recording studio might have ended in 1970. U-Roy rode the rhythms with such a playful, tuneful, and compulsive energy that it voided any argument that toasting was nothing but somebody shouting over a perfectly good song. He's so effortlessly taken record buyers across the jump from singing that studio immediately opened their doors to other talents. At one time in late 1970, he had 3 talkover songs in the Jamaican top 10. He was such a culture hero to Jamaicans and immigrant West Indians that dozens of copycats sprang up overnight despite U-Roy's piteous admonition, "Do not imitate because I originate." U-Roy's importance in reggae's bloodline cannot be overestimated.
12 months make 1 year.
I-Roy and Prince Jazzbo are 2 interesting people to talk about due to a long-standing feud. An imitator of U-Roy, although I-Roy could always defend his DJ nom de Mike against accusations of being a U-Roy impersonator as earlier stated. However, apart from his name, there was never anything the least bit questionably unoriginal about the man named. I-Roy was more deserving of the name, unlike U-Roy, whose real name was Ewart Beckford. I-Roy had been an accountant in Spanish Town and was one of the best DJs to imitate, being more goofier than U-Roy. I-Roy left the civil service and exchanged his sober office wear for some of the wickedest suits ever sighted in a dance hall. His sartorial approach was a perfect match for his manner on the mic. I-Roy was always that little bit apart from his Kingston contemporaries, but the area was not without its local rivalries either. At a local dance on New Year's Eve in 1970, he was on the mic for Ready Supreme as they clashed with Killer Whip, featuring the young Prince Jazzbo on the mic. In the audience that evening was Clement Cox's son Dodd, who was so impressed with Jazzbo's performance that he asked him to come down to Studio One on Brentford Road the very next day. It was the first, but not the last time these 2 men of the microphone's paths would cross.
Teacher, he's got a new king is born.
Encouraged by the massive success of U-Roy with his recordings for Treasure Isle, Roy first entered the recording studio toward the latter part of 1970 with Spanish Town resident Harry Moody, who, although he could never be termed prolific, produced some of reggae's most versioned rhythms ever. Roy exhibited this during a recorded series of feuds between him and another DJ at the time, Prince Jazzbo. In addition, as a DJ in demand, Roy was also particularly noted for his keen dress sense, whether he favored wearing a white three-piece suit and a cane or something more casual. He acquired the nickname Knits during this period because of his wardrobe of expensive Italian knitwear.
Calling our dancers, let's put on our dancing shoe and boogaloo on the back.
Jazzbo, on the other hand, who had begun his career on a Lickle 3-box sound, was known for his troublemaking abilities in the music scene. Producing his songs, Jazzbo would stir the community with controversial chauvinistic attitudes toward women. Feuds had been common with DJs ever since Prince Buster called Derek Morgan of Blackhead Chinaman. Roy and Jazzbo feuded for quite some time, progressively so bad Jazzbo all the time tearful and almost sobering and breaking down in response to Roy's attacks, such as telling Jazzbo to sit down and pull himself together, throwing in a sneer of homosexual references and several more gratuitous comments as well. Jazzbo, when you sneeze, you remind me of the Japanese, you teeth full of cheese. However, Roy and Jazzbo were actually good friends during the feud, yet it was eagerly consumed by Jamaican fans and made money for both DJs. Roy kept sneaking insidious Jazzbo jabs into new songs until Jazzbo's career as an artist was somewhat in eclipse. Roy passed away on November 27, 1999 from heart failure in a Spanish Town hospital, aged 55. Roy had earlier in the month lost one of his two sons who was killed in prison. Prince Jazzbo passed away on September 11, 2013, aged 62, after a battle with lung cancer. Roy passed away on February 17, 2021, aged 78, after a battle with diabetes and hypertension-related complications, and in the same year, Marcia Smikle, a longtime partner of Roy, passed away on August 21, 2021 as a result of medical complications in the University Hospital of the West Indies in St. Andrew. She was 65. Smikle and Roy shared a relationship spanning 41 years. That's all we got for you in this episode, and thanks for watching. Do remember to subscribe, give it a like, and post a positive comment in the comment section below, and I'll see you again very soon for another crucial video.
Many thanks for watching Reggae Just Extra with Ras Dennis.